If you want to enter the world of drones and become a FPV drone pilot in 2024, then congratulations, you have come to the right place because in this video, I'm going to be share everything that will help you become a FPV drone pilot in 2024 the best way possible. So let's get started. Hi, my name is Ayan and on this channel I talk about tech, travel, transform, and in this video I'm going to be sharing everything that will help you break into the world of FPV drones. Also very soon I'm going to be making a video showing how to build your first 5-inch FPV drone. So do subscribe to the channel and also join my mailing list. Links will be in the description, and once you do that you will be notified very first. Alright, now let's dive into the pressing topic. A lot of people have been asking me lately how they can become an FPV drone pilot in 2024. A lot of things have changed. I have been building and flying FPV drones for little over 8 years. So now that I have your attention, let's talk about how you can break into the world of FPV. And I have come with a simple 4-step formula that you can follow, and you can start with FPV very best way possible. And later on, you can definitely learn more. You can upgrade and become a better FPV pilot with your experience. But before we talk about that 4-step formula, it's really important for me to answer 3 questions that a lot of people have when starting with FPV drone hobby. And the very first of that is, should you build an FPV drone or should you buy an FPV drone? So that is one question that a lot of people reaching out to me have, if they should build an FPV drone like me or they should buy an off-the-shelf ready-made FPV drone like DJI Avata. So don't get me wrong, DJI Avata or DJI Avata 2, which is recently launched, is a great drone, great value for money, and you can do almost all the things that you can do with these drones. But I always recommend that if you are in the game for a long term, if you are very serious about FPV and want to explore this hobby for a long time, then it definitely makes sense that you build your first drone instead of buying it. When you are flying an FPV drone, you definitely will have to crash. There is no question about it. If you are a beginner, you will crash. Even expert pilots are crashing every now and then. And when you crash, there are high chances that you will lose one part. There will be something that will burn and you have to replace your part. And depending on if you are buying a drone like DJI Avata, and depending on if your guarantee or warranty is still available, you can send it to DJI, get it repaired, and that means you have a lot of downtime. Compared to, let's take an example of this drone. If I crash it today and one motor goes bad, I can just quickly replace it with a new motor, having a less downtime. And because I have built it myself, I know each and everything that could go wrong. It's very much easily repairable. I can change part. For example, later there are some more powerful motors that I need, so I can pick it out and I can put it there. So the modification part, the customization part is one big thing that I think you should consider if you want to get into the hobby. So in short, it truly depends on to you. If you really want to get into this hobby seriously for a long time, then definitely build a drone. But if you want to get into the air as quickly as possible with as less experiment as possible, then do go and buy a drone like DJI Avata 2. Talking about second question that a lot of people have who already have decided that they are going to build a drone is if they should pick each and every part separately from scratch, or if they should go for a kit and assemble it themselves. The answer to this question is also not very straightforward. I would recommend that you should pick each and every part and you should mix and match part depending on the things that is available, depending on the drone that you want to make. But I totally understand that it's not easy, especially for a beginner, to decide which motor will go with which propeller will go with which ESC. I have given some videos on my channel that you could watch and get an idea. But I would also recommend that in today's time there are some great suppliers like T-Motor who have mixed and matched and put some parts out there that you can buy, and the recommendation is available on their website. For example, if you go to their website and pick a motor, then they would recommend that this motor will go best with this propeller, and you can also pick a flight controller and an ESC stack. So that is a great option for beginners, but I understand that not all the parts are available where you live all the time, so you should know which motor should go with which propellers and how to mix and match parts in the long run. So you can always do that from scratch. The other question that I get a lot is if I should go for an analog transmission or a digital transmission. So when talking about FPV, you basically have two options. One is the analog transmission and one is the digital transmission. Of course, analog is much cheaper compared to digital, but once you go digital, there is no going back to analog, because analog looks like some video feed on 360p, like a old day Doordarshan time, and HD is 720 or 1080p depending on which ecosystem you have chosen. But of course, HD is expensive and not everyone can afford it start from the day one. So I recommend that if you don't have a budget for HD one, then start from analog and later on you can upgrade. But definitely once you go HD, there is no going back. Now let's talk about my 4-step process using which you can get into FPV. Alright, step number 1, get yourself an RC controller. And this thing alone is the most crucial part to get into the world of FPV drone. And this is the controller that we use to, control our drone. It basically have these gimbals, these sticks using which you can control the attitude of drone. And the reason I'm recommending you to get a controller is this will tell you if this hobby is even really for you without actually spending a lot of extra money in motors, frame and buying all sort of things. So what you can do is you can buy a good controller, and the controller that I recommend is this one. It's called Radiomaster Boxer. There are other controllers out there that you can also research and buy, but let me give you a piece of advice. Don't buy that small gamepad controllers that are very much available in the market today, like TBS Tango and some other small game controllers. And the reason I'm telling you that is they are very much portable, they look great and they look very natural, especially for people who are coming from a gaming background. But the size of the gimbal is not 100% into that controller. That means you have shorter gimbal, and you can definitely pick it up later on in your FPV journey, but I highly recommend everyone to go for a full size controller with full size gimbal. So this is my controller. It's Radiomaster Boxer. It comes anywhere between 10,000 to 15,000 depending on where you live and where are you ordering it from, and it's a great controller. So even though this controller is not very expensive compared to my first controller that you could see over there, yes, that Taranis X90 that costed me around 30,000 rupees back then. This is even better than that. And using this single controller, you can control multiple drones. You don't have to get another controller for all the drones that you have. And that is the great part. You can just buy a lot of receivers and put it in all your drones that you will be building later down your FPV journey. Also, once you have bought a remote controller and you follow the next step that I'm going to be telling you, and if you think that you are not getting fun into the FPV drone hobby, it's not something for you, you can always sell it off and you still will not have spent a lot of money buying frames and motors. So the very first thing that I would recommend everyone is to buy a good quality full size controller, and my recommendation has always been the Radiomaster Boxer. Moving to step 2 is practice on simulator. So a simulator is a software which you can install on your computer, and you can actually connect the controller that you have bought and you can fly your drone on computer like playing a game. And this controller will be connected to your computer using USB Type-C, and there are a lot of simulators out there that you can buy. Some simulators are free of cost, some simulators are as cheap as $5, and it goes all the way up to $100 depending on which simulators you buy. So the simulator that I use for my FPV practice, it's called Trip FPV. It's available on Steam Gaming Store and you can download it from there. And you can also play multiplayer FPV games over there where you can invite other FPV pilots to join your server and you can all fly together. You can also race. There are some more simulators out there, like Uncrashed is one, Liftoff is another one which I used to use back then when I was just starting out in FPV. So yes, the first step was to buy a controller, and step 2 is to buy a simulator and use this controller to practice on simulator. Once you install the simulator, you can actually connect this controller and you should practice a lot. Alright, now let's talk about step 3, and that is to build your first ever 5-inch drone. And the reason that I recommend everyone to buy a 5-inch drone and not a Cinewhoop or not a long-range drone is because the 5-inch is the holy grail of the FPV world and it is the most ideal drone. If you build a Cinewhoop drone first, then you will have a very bad experience because a Cinewhoop flies very, very different to a 5-inch drone. And everyone that I know of, especially back in the days, all started with 5-inch drone. As I mentioned, it's the holy grail of the FPV world. A 5-inch drone is really good for racing. It's really good for freestyle. Nowadays, 5-inch drones are really good for even some medium range mission and also cinematic FPV flight, because a 5-inch drone can carry GoPro. A 5-inch drone often have the best power is to weight ratio. That means you can do a lot with 5-inch drone. And as I mentioned, I'm coming up with a 5-inch drone build video very, very soon on this channel. So subscribe if you haven't already. So yeah, that is my next recommendation, that once you have spent a lot of time on simulator and you have decided that yes, I want to pursue this hobby, I like it, I want to go for FPV drone hobby full time, then you should be building a 5-inch drone. So you have bought a transmitter, you spend a lot of time on simulator, and now you have successfully built a 5-inch drone. Now what is the next step? That is the step 4 that I would recommend everyone to do, is practice, upgrade, diversify. Let me explain. So now that you have built a 5-inch drone, now it's time to practice in real world. I would recommend that you go out and fly at least 4 packs every day. I would also recommend that you join a community and fly with different people in your locality. That will help you become a better drone pilot. By upgrade, I meant if you have started with analog system, now maybe you want to upgrade to digital system. If you have started with, let's say, a cheaper motor, now it's time to put in a better motor and make your drone even more stronger. If you have started with, let's say, without using a GoPro, now you can also put a GoPro and record HD footage. So that is where practice and upgrade comes into the picture. And the last part of this step is diversify. And by that I mean now you can also build some other drones like this 3-inch Cinewoop drone, which will help you shoot indoor FPV footage. And if you want to diversify into long range, maybe you want to build a 7-inch drone which you can cruise around for very, very long time, because 5-inch drone will give you 3 to 5 minutes of flying time, whereas with 7-inch drone you can fly for 8 minutes to 15 minutes to all the way up to 20-25 minutes sometimes. So the cycle of practice, upgrade and diversify will continue to go on till you decide to stay in the FPV hobby, and that's what every FPV pilot do. Once you think that you have gained enough skill, maybe you want to start some sort of a business, some sort of a content creation gig around FPV hobby. You can reach out to hotels to shoot for them. You can reach out to real estate agent and show fly through videos. You can reach out to different brands. You can shoot for local restaurants, and you can shoot for tourism board, and you can just make videos for your own purpose that you want to put on YouTube. I'm just waiting for one more part to arrive so I can make a new 5-inch drone. I can show you how you can make your first 5-inch drone. So do subscribe if you haven't already and like this video. I have also created a lot of FPV drone related educational video which you can find in this playlist. And if you want to avoid a lot of beginner mistakes that FPV drone pilot makes, do check out this video. I hope you enjoyed this video and learned something new. And on that note, I'm gonna see you in the next one.